Hi guys, this is Tom with the LEC recap of this week. The LEC just had its second week of the Summer Split, and I'll be going over all the matches, the results, and highlight some interesting moments of the weekend. Now, the weekend started off with Rogue versus Vitality. Rogue, still undefeated, was looking for their fourth win, play against Vitality, who started their Summer Split pretty strongly. Rogue went with a fairly standard composition, but Vitality once again whipped out a Scion on Cabochard, which they also did in the opening weekend, and also played a Khazad in the mid lane on Militia, trying to have the scaling advantage, but unfortunately for them it didn't work out. Rogue grabbed a hold of the series before Vitality could scale into the late game and closed out the series, getting their fourth win. It was followed by Misfits versus SK Gaming. Very exciting because it was the first time we saw Volibear played in the LEC after the rework, and it did go pretty well for them. It was Genox on SK Gaming who played Volibear, and it was, he stomped Misfits on them. The Misfits had a composition that relied heavily on the early game, but SK Gaming managed to keep it in control, and then eventually Volibear just spun out of control, as you can see in this clip.
By SK, True Shot Barrage connects onto Dan, and that is a solar flare of note, locking up Feberbin. DOS gets taken out, and look at Genax with the slam dunk. Trick isn't done yet, that's the showstopper. Misfits are done. SK Gaming have got themselves 4 dragons, 5 kills, 6 kills in the advantage, but can it get turned around? Cobbys goes down, he gets 1 before he's chomped out of existence. A 4-for-1 and the dragon to SK.
The third match of the day was between Schalke 04 and G2. Schalke still without a win, and G2 coming off the back of a poorer showing in the opening weekend. But G2 found their footing again. They were dominant. They defeated Schalke 04 with relative ease. An especially interesting matchup was that between Wunder and Odoamne in the top lane. Wunder had Odoamne's number throughout the entire series. There was a huge CS difference. I think at the largest point it was somewhere around 60 CS, and it just didn't work. Schalke did try to put up a fight, but eventually there was even a stolen Drake, and we have a clip of that as well.
Have to be careful though, do not want to risk a 50-50.
Just looking to flank over the side here. How crazy is he gonna be?
If he can take down Lorax, it's gonna be massive. Oh! No!
The fourth match wasn't really super interesting. It was between Origin and XL. XL also still looking for the first win heading into the series. Didn't manage to get it against Origin. Origin just showed up this weekend, found their drive again, found their playstyle again after they also had a relatively disappointing opening weekend, much like their competitors G2 had. But against XL they looked solid, nothing very special. Then there was Mad Lions versus Fnatic as the final game, and that was a super exciting match. You actually should just watch the whole match because it was a clown... Well, it wasn't really a clown fiesta, it was more just a roller coaster of a match. Mad Lions held up for a good while. They had 3 Drakes and were looking for Soul Point, but then Fnatic came climbing back. But Mad Lions eventually showed that they had excellent teamfight coordination. Honestly, the team played impressively well, and we have an example of the team fights that really nailed the series for them.
Maybe this is the team fight that Matt had been looking for, but here's the thing, you need to keep your eye on Whippo's Death Realm. Who does he take out of this fight? Can Mad win the ensuing 4v4? Whippo taking a big chunk before the fight starts, and that's going to be massive. Whippo now needs to flash out. Death Realm can't come in. He has isolated Kaiser, so he can't use the second stack of the ult on the rest of the team. But if it disappears, he may still be able to get the knockup. Kaiser, in the meantime, Soul is going to be picked up by the side of Mad Lions, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Humanoid still pulling back, still retreating. The gold card will connect. Reckless moving forward. That's the Silent. Is it going to be enough? The phase rush is now procced. The flash forward. Humanoid will respond with a flash of his own. The extra shield now coming in is clutch. It's just in time from Carzzy. They can look to turn. Nemesis still alive. Still wants to get this done. This is the power of Soraka. Nemesis refuses to die. He has no mana, but it does not matter.
The second day started off with SK Gaming versus XL Esports. Now, SK Gaming was obviously looking to continue their impressive run so far, and XL Esports was still on the hunt for their first victory. XL tried to get that victory with a kill in the top lane, and it actually worked. It allowed them to apply pressure all over the map, which eventually closed out the game. However, The clip of the match does go to Crownshot, the AD carry of SK Gaming. He popped off on his Ezreal and had a very dominant showing overall in the match.
Now by the flamethrower. Crownshot now looking for some mystic shots, but Cannon Minion is doing work. A lot of damage onto Kryze. Does Crownie go for the chase? He's got himself the flash. He manages to use the arcane shift. Now he turns his attention over to Kadril. True Shot Barrage flies down the rift and won't find the target. Patrick is trying to lifesteal.
No way is he trying to sneak this.
No,
Oh, he's been spotted. Crownie versus Patrick.
But Kadril's here as well. This isn't a fair fight. That's a dash forward from Crownshot. He used a flash. He takes him out. 3-0-2. The Sleepy Trouble bubble plus the paddle star onto Kadril. And this is a crazy turn of events. SK are now on the lose. The risk of losing the dragon is down to 1200. Crownie dies again. Crownie, you are the SK king.
The second match of the day was between Schalke 04 and Misfits Gaming. The match itself was pretty grindy, pretty boring to be honest, and Schalke 04 had a lot of trouble with closing out their objectives. Misfits eventually managed to get their objectives done and slowly pushed Schalke out of the game. Then came Vitality vs Mad Lions. Now that is a far more interesting series if you ask me, if only because you saw 3 of the Mad Lions pop off and show how good they are in terms of raw skill. Shadow, the jungler, Humanoid, the mid laner, and Karsi, the AD carry, all popped off and had insane moments of play. And if you do want to watch a VOD of last weekend, this is one you might consider, because it just shows you how far this Mad Lions squad can go if all the players are stepping up. The fourth match was between G2 and Rogue, an interesting one for multiple reasons. Rogue still looking to continue their undefeated streak, and G2 trying to redeem themselves and re-establish themselves as the strongest team in the region. And they definitely made a good case for themselves here. They had map control overall, and Rogue had very little chance to get back into the game. There was one moment where Rogue did have that opportunity when they want to fight around Baron, but G2 quickly pivoted and applied pressure all over the map, closing out the series for them. Then there was the final match of the day, Fnatic vs Origin. Definitely the most exciting one. You should, again, just watch the VOD if you really want to catch how exciting this match was. But it started off with Reckless on a Soraka in the bot, Fnatic applying a lot of pressure in the top lane to keep Alphari caged, because he is such a driving force behind the Origin squad. Selfmade as a jungler had an amazing game, stealing a Drake, putting Fnatic on soul point. And OG then won a Baron fight, Fnatic won the Dragon Soul. It was hectic, it was all over the place. And eventually Origin managed to win the game when they caught Bwipo in the bot lane and snowballed that towards a victory.
Bwipo has the decoy available. Not going to use it quite yet, though. Redemption's coming down as well. Now he uses it. Facebreaker comes out, though, and there's the showstopper. Bwipo's going to cyclone on the backline. Bwipo getting healed up through it all, but Upset's going to take the first kill, and now here comes the shockwave onto Nemesis. He's done as well before he can even chrono break out, and now it's all on Selfmade. You've got to make this fight work for Fnatic if you're going to manage it, because Reckless is still alive on the backline. Hittersight goes forward, but he's going to die as well. Upset takes a second of the fight, and now it's Reckless and Selfmade. It's all on them, but Origin found the fight that they were looking for in the bottom lane, and they're pushing in for the win.
OG may have very well just won the base. Alphari is going to be able to TP into this one. Selfmade trying to clear, but he can't auto-attack. His minions are in front of him.
What can you do in a 2v5? Selfmade unable to get the damage down. He's pulled back with a face breaker, but Upset's just focusing the Nexus. And Fnatic found a lifeline, but Origin find the Nexus.
With all the matches done, these are the standings. Mad Lions and Rogue both lead the scoreboard with a 4-1 score. Then we have 4 teams and a shared third position with Fnatic, G2, Origin and SK. At a 2-3 score, we find Misfits and Vitality. XL pick up their first win, going 1-4 overall, and Schalke 04 closes out the weekend still without a win with an 0-5 score. That's it for the LEC recap of this week. If you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.